Yes, y'all. Yes, y'all. I'm old school, but I keep it funky fresh, y'all. And this is deep, y'all. I'm from the deep, y'all. And what you get is what you motherfucking see.
Welcome back, humans! You know what day it is. My name is Jaime, giving you exclusive events on headlines that you don't even care about. But I'm going to do it anyways. And away we go. Like I said, there's so many distractions out in the world, and, you never know. There's so many things going on in the media. And, could these be like the real cover-ups that are happening about, the real story? All of a sudden, there's all these accusations going against our current president. There's all these things going against, all these charges against the former president. And then aliens are landing in people's backyards and, all kinds of crazy things are happening. But could all this be just a distraction? There's a lot of stuff going on. They said according to, the media or according to some, news articles, a few years ago, we had a really good economy under the last president. We had no wars and we were energy dependent. But according to the Biden administration, that was bad for the country. And I was reading this oh my goodness. And, so everybody's got an opposite for every, or, a negative for every positive, I guess. They got a pro and con for no matter what side you're on. And so these guys, I feel like all these leaders are all in this stuck in this time capsule, because I'm starting to notice, and I've been seeing it for a while now. They've been, you see this pattern. You look at all these things, and all you have to do is read about some stuff, or watch a documentary about some things, and you're like, hey, that's interesting. And then you'll see the news say something, and you're like, hey, that's not right, because we saw these guys that actually do this job, and it's a whole different. You're just saying some different shit. Like the oil game, for instance. I swear, these guys are in a time, they make everything seem scarce, and that's how they can put value to shit. So, we had the food shortage right now during this guy. He was like, oh, we're going to have a food shortage. We're about to lock you down. Not everybody can work now. There was all these other things so they can, take charge and do some weird, weird things. Because according to these stats also, when we don't work, when we're not working, the stock market goes up, which is weird. And when we're at war, the stock market goes super up, way, way up. If I, did some, shitty grammar with super up, but it goes way up when we're at war. It's really interesting. But with this oil game, you see these things about these oil workers, and they say that, they drill these oil areas, they get a certain grid, and they go through these areas for months or sometimes wherever till they, tap it out till there's nothing there. Then they go on to the next area and start doing the same thing. But when they go, their bosses or whatever, they sit there and the engineers are like, all right, we're going back to, spot A or spot C, right next month and whatever. They're like, okay, we just tapped it out. And then when they go back, the whole place is filled back up. But yet, we aren't allowed to drill oil here, but we're allowed to go buy it from somewhere else where we were currently stealing it from when we were during the Desert Storm War. Or not the Desert Storm War, during when we were in Afghanistan. I mean, last time I recalled, when Osama bin Laden was still alive, I thought we had some kind of legal pipelines and we're stealing gas from Venezuela. But now we're buying gas from Venezuela? I don't get it. But apparently we are producing some oil here, but we're just not allowed to use it here. We're selling it to other countries and buying other oil for us to use from other countries. Does that make sense? Not to me. I would like to explain. I would like it explained, but I don't get it. Ours is getting sold to someone else, and we got to buy it from somebody else. I still don't get it. I can repeat that so many times. But either way, if there's such a scarcity, then how come, these things can fail? They'll be like, oh, there's so many, that's like saying we can just drink all the ocean up if we don't stop drinking the ocean water. We're not drinking the ocean water because it's salt water. I don't know this. But I'm saying if we started, they'd be like, the ocean's going away, man. We're drinking it. I have a question. But before my question, I have another question. How come every question the president gets about his accusations about his like possible criminal activity, it's always like, that's a dumb question. That's his answer every time. Nah, that's a dumb question. That's like the only thing they let him say when the media's there. Nah, that's a dumb question. How come he doesn't know where he's going also? That's another question. That was a new one. I just like, I veered off of my original second question. But let me get back to it. My other question. How much more money are we sending to Ukraine? Goodness. But you know what does bother me is we all as a people, myself, like everybody, like, I don't know, there might be a small handful of people that actually know what the government is doing. But I think there's a giant more piece of the pie. Like if we did like a pie graph or some shit, would be way bigger of people that do not know what the government is doing. But all those people can tell you, what movie should be winning the Oscar. Or all those people can tell you about season 2 of Yellowstone. Yeah, my voice just went out like, whoo, I don't know what happened there. We can tell you like our favorite movie quotes and our favorite actors in movies. Like everybody can still say like, I am your father. And like all this stuff. Your favorite song lyrics. Eye of the tiger. Like all those songs. Word for word, your favorite songs. But we can't tell you what the government is doing. That should be the whole mission of 2024. What you doing with our money? Well, my name is Jaime, and this has been an episode of Meant to Vent. Till next time, humans. See ya.